Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. I'm going to explain another example of for linked list node. So this example is based on this given table. Let's say we have this table which it shows the data for flood location with the river name, location code, water level, and raining hours. So based on these tables, we could create a record for the flood location. Okay. As usual, we start with we begin our codes with writing the predefined header, which include stdio and stdlib. Okay, and then after that we need based on the given data, then we can decide that we are going to work with at least 4 data, for example. So here we can just define um, a constant variable that's for 4 data for the starter. So let's assume we name these nodes as num nodes, for example. This is just an example. You can use another names, and we are going to work with 4 data. Okay, next we should declare our struct record. So therefore, first in this example, we are going to create 2 different records, nodes. First one is to a record in which to store all the data required for the flood location, for example, river name. Okay, so let's pick one name that reflect the case study in which flood data, for example. Okay. And what are the data we should put into this record is, for example, river name. So we should declare as character. Sorry. Then for the location code, based on the data, it is a number. So we assume that it should be integer. Location code. The next is for water level, could be in it's a number, could be in integer number or floating point. So let's assume it would accept a floating point number. So declare as double or float. It's up to you. Water level, we name it into water level. Reflect the data represented in the table. And then lastly is raining hours, could be also it's a number, could be in integer or floating point number. So just assume could accept floating points. So we declare as double and name it into raining hours. Okay, so we have done with first record that we'll store all the data we have as depicted in the table. Okay, next step, in this example, in this case, this is another example. Okay, next step, we are going to create we are going to create our own data type, in which this data type could be a type of the record that we have created. So in this case, we are going to use this type dep function, type dep, start with type dep, and then we are going to define our own data type of struct, which our struct name is flood data. Okay, so actually what is happening here is we are going to create our own data type of type flood data, and we name it as also the same name, which is flood data. So by this way, what happened actually, we are creating our own data type in which our data type is flood data, and when we call flood data, it it contains river name, location code, water level, and running hours. So let us rectify this one to the better naming convention. Okay, we have done this. Then next step is we are going to create a record for our pointer. Okay, so remember when we work with linked list, okay, there will be different types of how we can operate with linked list. So this is another example. Okay, and this is one of the example, which we create one record for the data, and then we need to create another record with for pointer, in which this pointer will works to refer to our data later. Okay, so in previous example, okay, I had prepared that I had shown that um, nodes should contain data, and somehow in this example, we can also create two different struct record, one for data and another one is for pointers. So how we are going to create that? So we need to create again the struct record, and then create a node, struct for nodes. Okay. And then for this node, we are going to use data from flood data. It is a type of flood data. Our data now is a type of flood data, and we refer all this data as data. We can put another names, but for this example, I use data to refer to all the data for flood data. Okay, and then we need to create a pointer of type node. So in this example, you can see that we are using two different records. One is for all the data, specific data, and the other one is for specifically for the pointers. Okay, again, we are going to declare, create our own data type of type nodes. Just copy this part. And it is a type of node, and we create another name of node. So actually, rather than using the similar name, we can also use different name to represent our own data type. But in this case, we just use the original names. Okay. Next, create the main part. We are going to operate inside this main part. To begin with, create pointer of type node. So start with the main node, which is head, or the front pointer, and it seems that we are going to create the first nodes. Okay, the nodes is not there yet, so create the first node and we name it as head or front, whatever names, and let's assume at first it is null. Then you also need to create another pointer. Let's say that will move around, create another new node to insert another new nodes. So let's assume our pointer to be new PTR. Okay, so in this case we have head pointer and new pointer. Head will remain to create as the first node to be in the list, and new pointer is actually a node, but it will plays a role as a pointer, in which you will have to create another new node and link to the head. So this new pointer will hold values for all the flood data. So that's the main idea. Okay. Next is we are going to create a statement to get the input for all the flood data record which we are going to receive or get obtain input for river name, location code, water level, and raining hours. So um, when we work with remember when we work with record, we cannot directly access or call all this data in main. Instead, we need to use an instant object instant or instant name for this flood data. So it seems that okay, so here we need to create a variable of type flood data. It seems that we had create flood data as our own data type. So it is of type flood data, and the variable to represent this type of data is in, let's say we name or create another variable which can create any names of type flood data, for example input, or in this case I'm going to use input data or any other names as long as it is of type input data. And then next is you're going to write a statement that prompt user to input data into the linked list. Okay. So it says that we are going to work with 4 data here. So we need to use to create a looping. So we are referring to number of num nodes. Okay, first we are going to ask user to enter the first data, which is location, enter location name. We are going to use gets, and remember we cannot directly call river name here. Instead we need to use the data of the variable of that data type, in which input dot name instant input data dot river name. Into because the same name with same process with the rest of the data into location equal. And also for the other two, that's which water level, meter, and last one is the training hours in hour. should guide user